For more on how congregations across the community are beginning the healing process, we've reached Reverend Ed Kosak. He heads the Unity Church of Charleston and has just wrapped up his Sunday morning service with his own congregation in Charleston. So, Reverend, certainly an emotional day for you and congregations across Charleston. Tell me how this has been for you and your congregation.
Well, it was a very emotional day for us. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of hurt, grieving, and empathy going out toward our AME brothers. And we experienced that in church today. And I just will also say, though, that the AME ministers, I went to their meeting on Thursday and their prayer vigil, and it was an amazing service. They taught us how to deal with this because, as Reverend James Clyburn said, if you are a despairing soul, the black church is the church to come to, and they are teaching us how to deal with this. And it's just a beautiful thing to see happening for them as they grieve and as they go through their process. They're teaching us how to do this. And so I'm very grateful to them.
It is interesting, you know, you mentioned that, Reverend. We've been seeing these moments from today, and it really did look like a celebration of life. The music was beautiful. The energy inside that church seemed so positive and hopeful. How do you think that is?
Well, I think with the AME church, and I'm proud to say with our church as well, there's something bigger at work here. You know, God, as we each understand God to be, for me, it's like an intelligence, a pure energy is flowing through all this. And they are well aware of that. They affirm that God is in charge. And that's what I learned from them on Thursday, was God's in charge here. And I came out of there, I thought I was going to feel sad and maybe angry or whatever, but I left feeling uplifted. And I left feeling like I was ready to come in here today into our church and just really be on fire. And so that's pretty much what happened. And like I said, I'm grateful to them. And there is something much bigger at work here, whatever you may call it.
Well, there's been a lot of attention on the struggle against racism in your community in the wake of the shooting. What can you tell us about how the community has been reacting to this divisive issue?
Well, from what I can tell, and I don't have a whole overview of the city like Mayor Riley would, but from what I can tell, people are responding in love. I came across an African-American man today, and we talked for a little bit, and people are just being very aware and sensitive to one another. And you know, after Walter Scott was murdered by the policeman, the community came together under that. It's not that there's not more work to do, of course there is, and there needs to be more of that. And we're going to do it, and people are responding just beautifully to this, and I hope that it spreads. This afternoon there's going to be, or tonight at 7:45 sunset, there's going to be a human chain going across Ravenel Bridge. That's going to be thousands of people. It's a 2.5 mile long bridge, and it's going to be all about a response in love.
Reverend, we appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Reverend Ed Kosak leads the Unity Church of Charleston, and we spoke to him in Charleston.